Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Didn't want to recognize my microphone. I mean, why would it? Why would I want it to? So, cool. Well, at least we... Let's hope it's coming through alright. Alright, yep, it's coming through. Well, with that bit of crap out of the way, good evening, chat. Something new today. Disco Elysium. I don't actually know anything about it, even though it got heaps of good reviews and shit like that. I just vaguely know it's a action-adventure game, perhaps? I don't think it's cyberpunk, so I'm not sure it fits into my whole road to cyberpunk thing, but fuck it, we'll find out. Let's see. Don't want hardcore mode. Let's go, new game. Select archetype. Thinker, extremely intelligent, very bad with people. Knows interesting facts, comes up with original ideas. Well, that's very much me. So, oh, good lord. It's very RPG, I see. Alright, fair enough, that's good too. Your capacity to reason, logic, encyclopedia, rhetoric, drama, conceptualization, visual calculus. Psyche, your power to influence yourself and others. How well your body is built, physique. Motorics, how well you move your body. Sensitive, very psychological, a magnetic personality but unstable, might begin to lose his mind. Physical, extremely physical, interacts with the world through his body, gets things done but dumb as a rock. I could create my own, I suppose, but I think I'll just go with the thinker. Okay, continue. The Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address. Even the clearest water, if deep enough, can drown. R.S. Thomas. Begin.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever.
Interesting.
Never, ever.
Never ever ever, or simply keep on non-existing? I'm tempted to do number 2. Let's do it.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
This is great. Give me some more. What was that about the X something? This is great.
Yes, it is.
Give me some more.
You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing.
Excellent start to this game. I like nothing. How about you cough up some more of that sweet oblivion?
Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
Allons-y, let's go. I want to get off now. I like pain and burning light and wanting things from people who don't want them to give them to me.
Alright, nothing town to fuck all borough.
Return trip to the silence, please. Let's visit the ancient Zero home. Look, there's... I am tired of being this type of animal and who gives a shit. What the fuck is all this? 3?
Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over.
Don't stop, keep singing. Sing me the song of death. Wait, no, I need to belittle myself instead.
Do you really?
Don't be naive, of course not. I want to sail the inky blackness until forever ends, or I do, let me off. I want to see how far this goes.
The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meat around you. A
That sensation, continue.
Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Mother help me, there's a head attached to my neck and I'm in it. Stop, I don't want to hear anything more about this sensation. Take me back to the formless disembodied nothing.
A stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Help, someone, cut my head off, it's trying to murder the rest of me. Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their own mouth? This is very much exactly what a hangover feels like.
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Encyclopedia, medium success. Okay, somehow you know what it is. A Cupris Kinema motor carriage. Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Oh look, it's me every morning. Yep, not as fat. Lol. Jesus Christ, look at this art style. So I guess I can grab that maybe. I can grab the pants. What else? So that I can talk to the fan? Well, let's just start in this corner then. Oh, I can talk to the broken window. Broken window. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. Look out. Visual calculus easy 9. Assess the damage or leave. This is a white check. You may retry it. ... always loses. 6 always wins. Check success. The shards face outwards. Whatever broke this window came from inside. Did I break it with my own hands? Look at them. Fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. What did this then? More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. Wait, what am I doing? Assess the size of the impact. Wait, what am I doing? Something you've done before. Assess the size of the impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. Oh wow, I didn't even notice this was going on. Cool. Oh wow, that's some amazing detective gameplay. I like it. The door to it should be outside your room. Maybe it wasn't me. I should go and get that shoe. I don't need it. I don't need anyone. Gonna do that one. The window agrees. Its cracked smile is cold and sparkly. So I was actually talking to... What do we got over here? Health? Talking to the window. Health and morale. Alright. End. Hold tab to highlight. Ah, hold tab highlights everything in the room. Okay, that's cool. And what have we got here? Whoa. Character sheet. Dude, this is fucking full on, mate. Oh, okay. Might read through some of that later. I might not. Maybe when I have some points to put into it, alright? 808 day 1. And what all that does. Alright, so let's click that. Take all. How do I take all? Flare cut trousers. -1 savoir faire, +1 electrochemistry. Oh. Is it... what's this? Take all. Item gain. Flare cut trousers. Alright, automatically puts them on. Ah, and we have inventory here. These golden brown trousers are flare cut. Normal bell bottom trousers would be boot cut, but these are far from normal. They're someone's piss soaked, cum stained party pants. Interesting. Bonus electric camera minus savoir faire. So I don't know where savoir faire was. Okay. I guess escape will get me out of that. What's this? Perception hearing. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare cut pants. Fish them out. A gained item, key to room 1. It says whirling in rags on the... my god, my brain. Whirling in rags on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched onto it. It should open the door. The Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast frequented by dock workers. Excellent. This is amazing. Why haven't I played this before? Why can I talk to this again? Let's grab this jacket. Disco ass blazer. +1 esprit de corps. Okay. Let's talk to the fan. Ceiling fan. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Let's grab the tie. Grab the tie, pull on the fan, pull on the light bulb, leave, grab the tie. Success! You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap, it's released from the blade. Gained item, horrific necktie. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. Pull on the fan, pull on the light bulb. The blades come squeaking to a halt. Whoa. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. Fuck it, I'm going to bring it on. Oh no, your eyes burn with photosensitive. It's not good. Turn the light off then. Shit. That's hilarious. I'm going to put the fan back on. The switch must be broken because nothing happens. The air in the room is starting to feel like vaporized urine. Alright, well, so I fucked the fan up. That's good. Why can I... So if I go... Alright. Fair enough. And what about talking to the window again? Oh, I can look out. Morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. Okay. Let's see what this is over here. Can we go faster? Oh, how do I stop? Say I wanted to stop to listen. Here. Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. They should have sent a poet. +1 conceptuation, -1 suggestion, a white satin shirt. Alright, well, let's take that. Am I wearing it? I am. +1 inland empire. What the fuck does inland empire mean? Hunches and gut feeling, dreams in waking life. Horrific necktie. Okay. Alright, what do these things do? You see bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs. Man after my own heart. Mirror. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Continue. Conceptualization. Success. Was this not the same Elan that found empires and lays waste to cities, virile and caring towards the little things? They might be too intelligent for me. Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the Forza's baits and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Really? Nothing? Wipe the mirror? No way, I'm not doing this. No way, I'm not doing this. Let me go wipe the mirror. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror, abort! You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you will see there, and you will never unbecome it. I don't care, still wipe the mirror. Maybe I should touch it first, make sure there's nothing wrong with my face. Better not to know. Let's go number 2. Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. What? What's wrong? Where to even begin? There's the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin. I'm sorry, touch your nose. At least my tongue's okay, touch your tongue. I'm scared, I want to stop doing this. Wipe the mirror now. I'm going to touch my nose. Bet you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it, and it doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you. At least my tongue is okay. It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers. Oh well. I'm scared. I want to stop doing this. No, wipe the mirror now. Behold! I mean... Oh look, now I can see myself better. Looks fine to me. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Dear Lord, help me, what is this? Of course I do. It's some kind of superstar? I think I'm a superstar. This is the face of a late-stage alcoholic. Yeah. Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? You tried to make an expression with that face? Why? I'm not making it. The face is making it itself. I have no idea why it's there. It just is. I'm not making it. Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. No, keep making the face. Okay, try to stop. No. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. Continue. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? Superstardom? God, I don't know. It's indescribable. I think it's supposed to look suggestive. I'm afraid it's meant for the ladies. I'm insinuating that I'm vaguely sympathetic. I think I'm sort of pulling it off to in a sad has-been kind of way. There is some charm to it. It's an expression of pain. I'm going to go with this one. There might have been 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now. Encyclopedia formidable. So, okay, 58% chance of doing that. Dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression. This is impossible. Very low, shit. Attempt to stop the expression from happening. Well, I'm going to 58%, more than half. Let's go. Failure. And now that's locked. Formidable failure. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. Well, let the mirror be free for now. Okay. So what's this? Nothing apparently. Any way of going faster? I guess not. We're in a take your time McCoy situation. This magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. Lightweight. Looks like someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. What's this? Empty cassette tape. Empty cassette tape. There used to be tape in this case, but it was destroyed in a fit of rage. Something about the Atenia's single smallest church in Saint-Saëns must have rubbed someone the wrong way. The label says the song was recorded in 43. What and why? And we've got something here now. Active map. So this is, I could go, this reminds me I could go back to the mirror. Acquire a copy of the city map. Interesting. Very interesting. This reel-to-reel tape player was still on, rolling empty. Grab this. We've got green shoe, left foot. So does Oh, okay, so green shoe, left foot. Fair enough. I guess that'll combine at some point. Anything else? What's this down here? Don't know what these hands do. Let's go to the door. Oh, step back injury. No, what the fuck is all this? Oh, now I'm feeling a lot better, I guess. Wait, how do I get to my balcony? Oh, it's people talking. Said I could get to the balcony through... It lied! Can I move the edge of the frame? I can't. That's interesting. Do I close the door? I should close the door. So, something here. Oh, that's a door there. Maybe that leads out to the balcony. See what? There's something on the table. Money! Give me that money. Right, let's go to this door. Oh. Loading. Here we go. I can now get to my shoe. The smell of the sea makes you dizzy. A gust of briny wind watches over you. Green shoe, right foot. And that becomes snakeskin shoes, which now gives me -1 savoir faire, but +1 composure. Okay, cool. Good to know. Secret task complete, find your other shoe. Gained experience +10. There they both are, 2 identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Reunited on your feet. Like 2 baby crocodiles. How do they fit? Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told. So that gave me some morale. Or something. Alright, oh, that's on the ground floor, so we need to come back in here. Skill points can also buy new thought cabinet slots or forget old thoughts. Excuse me. Alright, let's go talk to this person. No, let's look at this.
Hello, officer.
Hello, officer. The calendar says it's March. The year is 51. Ooh. Definitely not. Cyberpunk then. Glasia, Miss Orange Disco Dancer. The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city. Officer, am I military personnel? Turn your bloated face away from her beauty and just keep on walking.
No.
No, she seems perplexed by your question. Wait, I know, I'm a businessman. Chief Executive Officer, right? Then why did you call me an officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
She pulls on her cigarette. Are you sure? You're shitting me? Goddamn right I'm a policeman and don't you forget it. You're shitting me.
I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time.
She takes another drag. All this time?
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is that?
I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Great. You have no doubt about the drinking, but do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something. I might not know where I am, or who I am, or what a Kupras Kinema is. Can't read. I might not know where I am, or who I am, or what a Kupras Kinema is. How I know what one sounds like, ... Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else? Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law? Challenging. 3%, I don't think so. Try the expression on her. Let her know you want her. Physically. Good God. I should get going now. Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law? Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Okay. Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else? Could be because of the drinking. She raises an eyebrow. The cigarette sizzles. She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age. I might not know where I am. She nods. But I do know when someone's not telling me the whole story. What am I doing here? What's my case? Or that's it. I'm going to go number 1. She takes a long drag before speaking. There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops. And why didn't you just tell me that? I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer. Okay, well, I'm not doing a 3%. This is a red check. It cannot be retried. Oh, I wonder what that other one was. I should get going now.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Okie. Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need, the need to ask questions. It's like you've said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes. What if I don't want to ask questions? Before you go, I have some questions for you. Oh, is this ironic or is this serious? Yes. What is it they have against the police here? Where exactly is here? Tell me, is it 51 now? Your room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything last night? Okay, you can go. I'm gonna go your room. There was the usual ruckus, she shrugs. Loud disco music. Did I have any visitors? I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. She nods towards room 3. Loud disco music? Oh yes, various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them. Prime among them. She raises an eyebrow, waiting for the name to connect with you. Oh, that. Yeah, whoa. The less said about OO, the better. OO were huge where I came from. It was very young then. I was very young there, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, she sings, but we go on. Yeah, we go on, all right. It mostly just gets hard, doesn't it? Yeah. It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace. What happened? A slow, sad song started playing. My God, that's an alliteration nightmare. A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music, on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time you were yelling along to it. Was I singing this? Show her the empty case of the smallest church in Sanson. What was I singing? I've heard enough. Was I singing this? XP gained. Yes, there was a church in there, a really small church, like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also, what else? That it doesn't matter anymore, and that we are alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. I'm sorry. When you say wounded, do you mean that in a cool way, like wild beast? Then what happened? I've heard enough. When you say wounded... Yes, it was very cool. It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic or really means it. Then what happened? Then you started screaming and trashed the place. Are you sure I wasn't being assaulted? That's so me. What did I do? You're making this up. I would never behave like that. I'm going to go, that's so me. What did I do? A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped, and furniture too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then, I think, you passed out. Was there anything else? Please tell me there wasn't anything else. It prides me to hear this. Tell me there was more. I've heard enough. Please tell me there wasn't anything else. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. She nods. And that was it. Okay. What is it that they have against the police here? The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city. Where exactly is here? Where am I? You're in a hostel, sir. No, where are we? Where in the world? We are in Revachol. Revachol? 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 I'm just going to go Revachol. Revachol. Don't know which one sounds better. Probably something different every time. Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation, half a century after a failed world revolution. She is central to our moment in time. What? Is this the future? Is this actual cyberpunk? Should that mean something to me? Revachol forever? How about you tell me something else instead? Should that mean something to me? You sure look like you're from Revachol. Revachol parties. Continue. Her accent suggests she's not from around here. She's from Orange, another part of the world. Tell me, is it 51 now? It's 51. What century? The current century. And that's what? What number? Centuries don't have numbers, they have names, and this is the current one. How many centuries have there been then? Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. She grins. What's so funny? You're right. Her expression turns serious. There is nothing funny about civilization. Okay, that's freaky. Okay, you can go now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Dude. Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray. It's still smoking. Ooh, autosave. Got some music going on. Tasks done. I'll find your other shoe. I didn't know I had that task to. I'm going back to. Oh, it's red. Does that mean it can't be done again? Go have a look, so that I know how this game works. If I hold down. What if I right click it? Can I not make myself go faster? I can't. So this is a white check. You may retry it. This is a right check. You may retry it. I've now got +1. Heard about the band OO. Let's try it again. Nice. It belongs in the new, the 3rd decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of revolution that for a fleeting moment free market economy seemed like the ultimate uncontested way of life for our species. Okay. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that means only one thing. Guillaume le Millon. Guillaume le Millon. Okay. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Nice. Guillaume le Millon. Nice. This game is fucking talking to me, man. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit, then he made the expression. So I adopted it. Why? I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it. Click, click. How long ago was the new? Anything else like who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion? Does this have anything to do with ostentatious orchestrations? So I adopted it. Why? Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains. I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it. The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Millon's region mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix because unlike Guillaume le Millon, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous. How long ago was the new? There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you or anyone. 2 decades if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic. Anything else, like who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion? You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that. Does this have anything to do with ostentatious orchestrations? Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway. Guess that's it then. Right. So this is still very low. It's a white check, you may retry it. I mean, I'm not going to do something that's 3%. That's just nightmare. Nightmare. No hope. Oh. What is this? Thought cabinet. Fucking hell, what kind of game has a thought cabinet? This is insane. Guillaume Le Millon. Temporary research bonus. -1 logic, head in the clouds. Research time, 4 hours, 30 minutes. Problem. Whatever happened to Guillaume Le Millon, who, with his amber mane and sparkling tea, beguiled the tattered remains of the nation? While you suffered and suffered, did he dematerialize in a cloud of cocaine dust? Or did he simply stand in the corner and melt into the slendering new lines of some starlit boîte de nuit 20 years ago? Spare a thought for his great ass, too. Oh, wait. Maybe he became a police officer in Revachol West. Oh, that's interesting. Look at all this. There's 500 million things here. What's the solution? Oh, I don't know. That's the problem. All right, I'm going to hit internalize. Okay, so I'm getting -1 logic while I do that, but... Okay, thought cabinet. So I can come back and do this eventually. I see, that's interesting. That really is. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. It gives me... I like this. It gives me a bunch of things that... it tells me what I still need to do instead of having to try and remember it. I like that. I like that a lot. Get rid of that nerd. Close the door. Alright, can't get... Hang on. Let's press tab so I can look at this door. Let's talk to her again. My only friend. The door is closed. Try the handle or knock. There is no answer. Oh, what was that noise? You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside. Do I seem like the kind of person who would try the handle? This door can only be opened from a key on the inside. Knock again. Still no answer. Knock again much harder. Still nothing. Alright, fair enough. See what this is. This is the weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trompe le Monde. Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. Okay. Just take the stairs. Police work is tough. Take breaks, talk to strangers, explore. Well, I've done no police work. I've only taken breaks and talked to strangers. This is a cool looking hotel. And some music going. Love it. Just out of curiosity, can I save? Oh, I can save. So I probably should save in case this is... Wait, can I make a new one? New save. Alright, there we go. Let's call it 1. Seems like a logical place to start when you're naming saves. Summer door closed for the winter. This is where the lyrics would be. A big old karaoke mic just waiting for someone to sing into it. Foreshadowing, I reckon. Speaker is connected to the radio. The music is seasoned with static. Inland Empire should totally sing karaoke here the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know of your vast oceanic soul. My soul is immense. My soul is modest. It's normal sized. My soul is puny. My soul's cubic content is obscured by the hangover. Discard thought. I'm going number 4 here. Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard. Through a PA system. By other people. This goes well with a theory I'm developing that I'm a down on my luck superstar person. What should I sing when it comes to it? This goes well with the theory. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works. What should I sing when it comes to it? You should sing the sad small church song from the tape you found. Thought it was obvious. Of course, they really get a gauge on my soul with that one. I was thinking maybe I could sing something happy, like from those ostentatious orchestration folks. No, I'm going to go with the church. Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic small church song. Who's laughing now? No one. New task. Sing karaoke. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed. Ah, okay. So, I have a task now. To play it on boom bumps. You'll need to find a sufficiently tragic tape, then play it on a boombox to perform to memorize the lyrics. My complete inability to speak right now. To memorize the lyrics. Then ask the cafeteria manager to perform, preferably in the evening. More people at the bar then. Get a hold of the sad song on tape. Okay. These are found white checks. Those on white are available to try now. So I could just go back and try if it's a white check. And that'll just give me a timeout. Yo, my dude. Galter, the cafeteria manager. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. That he is. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. Failure. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. Look at the stuffed bird. Are you the bartender? Look at the stuffed bird. A competent work of taxidermy, the white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it. Most likely on a wall. This is a great skewer. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you're in right now. These names, fuck. The small steel tag says as much. The great skewer, Stercoria skewer. What happened to the bird? Can I help you with that? That's the great skewer, right? That's the great skewer, right? Look, your buddy is over there.
Buddy is over there.
I'll let you do it. You done? He looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy? I'm a cop, I talk to it. What do you mean, my buddy? He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. Are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject. What's the difference? You look like a bartender. Understood. Understood.
No, I'm not the bartender.
So I can go back to things like this. I didn't realise. I might have missed some stuff. Oh well. What's the difference?
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Where did this Sylvie go?
She just, you know.
He shrugs. His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something. She just... what?
So now you're a cop? Forget it. No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the
You look like a
period of
bartender.
My life is over. Not everyone.
Okay. Understood. Leave. Fair enough. Let's see what's on the menu. The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today's starts in a man's handwriting. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. I now know more about... No. Fair enough. The door is bolted. A sign reads kitchen reserved personnel until 1 p.m. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. Don't know the difference between yellow. Inside you catch a glimpse of union paraphernalia, a strike poster, some red pennants. A sign reads, Mess Hall reserved for union members, doors open at 1600. Okay. Oh, I missed something over here. Nosafed. Healing item. So how does that work? So it just automatically, I have to just, alright, so I have to click here to get my health back. There we go. Forgot what I did to lose my health, but I damn well did. Let's see what this sign says. This royal pinball machine is unplugged. The theme on that pinball machine is the standard royalist theme used on everything from pinball cabinets to full flavour cigarettes. What are its hallmarks? Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand in it blazoned on it. Wait, where do I get such a crown? The idea of a king in a century gone is pretty fascinating. I'd rather know more about the world of today. The contemporary period stands still. The faded carousel of progress that doomed the royalist is itself winding down. Our time is decelerating into what no one knows. Okay. Let's talk to her.
Hello, sweetie.
Lena, the cryptozoologist's wife.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
She nods towards the man in the orange bomber jacket. Is that it? Is that all you got to say?
Hello, sweetie.
Is that all you got to say? What are you even here for? Anything else to look at? Oh, there's a dude there. There's a thing here. A bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. What a waste. That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? An hour? 2 hours? Pretty long. It's drink o'clock. Not now. Well, it's been less than an hour. I think it was 8 AM I got up. Not sure. An hour? Sweet Lord, a whole hour and you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself. I've been secretly thinking about it all this time. Actually, should I be thinking about this? Looks like drinking hasn't turned out too well for me. Now that you mention, I do need a rum and a lemonade. I'd love for Garty to serve me up a beverage. Yeah, that one. Forget about the bar, or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. But first, you should lick that stain off the counter. Yeah, man, let's get wild. Lick it. Lick it, don't lick it. Lick it, but only a little. Fuck it, lick it. You press your tongue against the counter. The stain is crusted at first, but after a couple of licks it starts to melt like a snowflake. If snowflakes were made of spiced black rum. Maybe it's your imagination, but there's already some lemonade in it too. And some human hairs. Fuck it up. Find booze and drink it. You should definitely go for some more. The titillating scent of alcohol in your nostrils was beautiful. And I'm going to talk to this guy first. Sleeping dock worker. A man is sleeping at the table wearing mudcake boots and roll-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines encircled by a logo with a tree. Colourful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. Pick up the pills, inspect the piece of plastic on his carabiner. Physical instrument 17%. It's a white trick. You may retry it. Now let's inspect the piece of plastic first. It's a dock worker's ID doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. Oh, that's, I can steal that. It's a red check, it cannot be retried. Pick up the pills. The man does not mind, you probably need them more than he does. So that was for morale. Okay, continue. Tutorial agent, you've just picked up medicine. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Click on the plus icon to heal your morale if you have morale damage. Alright. Should I try waking him up? Let's do it. Oh, it's a success, 17%. There's only one way to awake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane, rip the buildings from the earth. Wake up, this is an order. I am the law. No words, just a primordial scream. Let's do that. The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look. Why the yelling, man? Looks like a Sal descendant. A lot of Sal dock workers around. You're alive? You looked out for the long count there. I just wanted to see what would happen if I yelled. I need you to answer some questions right now. You're alive? Wait, what? I was just sleeping. He seems pissed off. What do you want, officer? See anything interesting in your dreams? Tell me about wild pines. Point to the writing on his overalls. Yours? Points at the bottle and the spilt rum. See anything interesting in your dreams? Thank God no. Was it a fathomless darkness into which we ought to be deferred like corpses to a mausoleum? Was it pure nothing, your consciousness no larger than a single grain of malt? Tell me, was it a bliss free of X somethings? Was it a bliss free of X something? You're right, let's talk about something else. The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead. I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir, but when I'm out, I'm really out. No X anything, just quality time. Tell me about Wild Pines. That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics. How's that going? How's it going? The dock worker lets out a big yawn, then stares at the cafeteria's terrace doors. Some fingerprints glisten on the glass. Haven't you noticed what's going on outside? Of course, it's a total madhouse. I'm not sure what you mean. I've almost never been outside of this building. Good. He doesn't dwell on the particulars of your existence. We're in the middle of a strike down at the harbour, trying to force some sense into the executive board of Wild Pines. For one, I could use some more shut-eye in the mornings. He rubs his eye and sighs. Right to work, right to sleep, I say. Why are you sleeping here while the others are out striking? Who's behind organising the strike? We are, the workers, the union. We know what we need, what's right for us. You mean there's no leader? Okay, I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the union. He's smart, knows how to negotiate. He's got our back. Why are you sleeping here while the others are out striking? They got it. Measurehead's got it. He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep, or was. Yours? Indeed. Help yourself to some. He blinks. Wait, no, it's empty. Sorry about that, pal. I already had some. It's a fine rum. Knocks you right out when you drown a bottle or two. He rubs his face and then buries it in his hands. You can hear a faint snore. Alright, I'll let you sleep. The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table, in sweet sleep. Should I be trying to steal his ID? 72%, but it's red. It cannot be retried. Oh, it was that anyway. Oh no, that's still the same one. Because I woke him up, even though I only had 17% chance. What's the bet I lose this? Doing it. Fucking hell. You fumble with the spring-loaded gate of the carabiner, but to no avail. The dangling items refuse to come loose. They just jingle in an ever louder manner. Like fucking sleigh bells. What are you doing? You're gonna get caught. Stop finger-fucking him, officer, the cafeteria manager shouts from behind the counter. I'm responsible for these oafs and their stuff, even Sleepy there. What? No, I wasn't. I was just checking if the man's feeling okay. Yeah, sure, I don't care. Just don't finger bang his stuff, okay? He snorts angrily, then returns back to his activities. Well, shit. Just want to do a little bit of thievery. I have a task to get a drink. Find booze and drink it. The hangover feels really bad. You have to take the edge off, find a bottle of alcohol, put it in your hand, equip it in the health slot in your inventory, and the magic will happen on its own. Okay. Does this guy want to sell me some alcohol?
No, I'm not the bartender.
But you can still pour me a drink, right?
But I'm not. I'm the cafeteria manager, so I won't.
Okay, you're useless. You are useless. Let's save. Wrong button. There we go. God, I thought it was quitting or something. Why'd that take so long? Kim Kutsuragi, a bespectable man, a bespectable man, I said it again, a bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. Well, I'm sorry I took an hour and 10 minutes. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blades are. What, like these? Shake his hand? Don't shake his hand. Well, you know, with Corona and all this, don't shake his hand.
Hello. I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Invent a name for yourself. It's a red check. I don't really know my name. Say nothing. 83, come on. Gotta try it. Nice. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there's still many to go. It is not yet time. I don't really know my name. Say nothing.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied. You mean him? Nod towards the cafeteria manager. Yeah, I just talked to him. No, I haven't. There must be some kind of misunderstanding me. You're taking me for someone else. You mean him?
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. I'm aware I'm a policeman. What interviews? I have, yes, I haven't.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Dead body? I don't like dead bodies. Look, man, you know, yeah? No. Completely. I don't like dead bodies.
But did you take it down from the tree?
No.
So the body is still in the tree?
Yes.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
What if I told you I'm not really a police officer? How can you be so sure I'm from the police? But I can't remember anything. What were we supposed to do again? Let's get going then. How can you be so sure I'm from the police? I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back. He points to your jacket. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. For now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General. Inspectorate General means Internal Affairs. What he's saying, he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things. Ah, you mean the Rat Squad. No need for derogatory terms, they are only doing their job. You said insignia, these white rectangles you mean. Point to your sleeve. Yes, but they're just white rectangles. They're not just white rectangles, they bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. But shouldn't I have a badge or something? You mean that you don't have a badge? It was not on me when I woke up. pretend you found it. I have my badge, I'm a policeman, and I have my badge. It was not on me when I woke up. Report your badge missing. Losing your Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence. What if I told you I'm not really a police officer? Well, we all feel that way sometimes. There's no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will. And then soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the trees. He concludes, but first we have to take it down. But I can't remember anything. He looks at you for a moment in silence. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now, but I have seen officers go through much worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby, but as I said, the dead body should be our number one concern. What were we supposed to do again? Talk to the manager, then go out the back and take the body down. Let's roll. After you, officer. Alright, we've got... what's his name? Kitsuragi. Sidekick. Tutorial agent. Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by clicking on him. Find booze and drink it. Report your badge missing. You need to report your missing badge to the 41st precinct as soon as possible. The lieutenant said that you can use the radio in his motor car to call your station. Interview cafeteria manager. Ask him about it. Inspect the body. Blah 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 blah. All right. Gonna take. Maybe do a quick save. So I need to take a quick break to drink some water because my throat is killing me. Okay. Back to it. What were we doing? Can we talk to her again now?
Hello again, sweetie. I see you met up with your colleague.
She looks at the lieutenant. The lieutenant nods politely. Wait, who's Sweetie? Who's Sweetie?
Why? You are, officer.
I'm no Sweetie, look at me.
You are a handsome man, officer, with your moustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Dimple not a bitter man. The years have taken their toll. That stupid dimple has only brought me suffering. I don't want to talk about my dimple anymore. I don't want to talk about the dimple anymore.
I'm sorry if I was being overly familiar. I know we've only just met.
That does not look like that.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire on the spot. You seem to be in a chair. How'd you like to roll with me? I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything. Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. Yes, officer, you looked rather dazed, like a stunned fox, but surely things can't be that bad. I drank so hard, I forgot literally everything. I hope you're right. I hope it's not too bad. Yeah, I'm blowing this whole thing out of proportion. Forget anything. I drank so hard, I forgot literally everything. Oh my, it takes a moment to process. You know where we are, right? The Whirling in Rags cafeteria was on my keys. We're in Revachol. On Insulind, I don't really know, some seedy hotel, a war zone at the edge of the world, we're dead haunting each other, we're ghosts. Yeah, that one. Now, she tilts her head as she looks up at you with maternal solicitude. We are alive in a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, and the Whirling itself is in the city of Revachol. Okay. All I know is that Revachol used to be really cool in the 30s. Revachol is the disgraced capital of the world, something like that? Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this? Her grey eyes widen. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. Continuing. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? It's the spring of 51. Sure, it's the year 973. All I know is we're approaching the end times. It's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am. There, the year is 51 and spring has only just started. I'm sure there are better days ahead. She looks flustered, her hands smoothing out the creases in her blanket even as she attempts to reassure you. What the fuck is this? The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. Beginning to suspect you might need to be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now. I can tell this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Some kind of democracy, maybe? I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers before us. We are governed by intelligent machines to perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distort our perception of reality, concealing our true masters, foreigners and women. COP. We are living under the COP regime. I think the intelligent machines. Oh no, nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control, led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, certainly no machines. I don't know. Still looks like there's a lot of hustling going on. Maybe she's wrong. Also, if there's no government, how come there are cops? I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. It is quite disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of representation. There's talk, but for now, the RCM is all we've got. If there's no government, how come there are cops? Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in your not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone. She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged. So how did I do? What is the revolution you mentioned? Who could tell me more? What is the revolution you mentioned? A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. That was 42 years ago. What does that have to do with there not being any cops? But I'm a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me. It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better. So how did I do? You didn't do too well, dear. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things, history and places, remembering reality in a word. It's very odd. A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook. But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what this world needs, and, while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. Who could tell me more? Someone more educated in sweeping matters? Maybe you should ask. She turns to the lieutenant. No, he looks away. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective. Get a reality lowdown. Of course. She turns to you. Then I don't know. Someone rich maybe? Wealthy people are educated, though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central. You seem to be in a chair. Seems a bit rude. How'd you like to roll with me? Seems a bit rude. Her eyes light up. Whatever you do mean. I want you to be my wheelchair partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers. Nothing. I was thinking of the lyrics to a song. Wanna roll with me? Sequence killers. Oh my. She sounds impressed. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie. Partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. Kim, of course. I forgot I had you. I know, but there are also side mysteries. Sequence killers and forays into the paranatural. You're probably right, Kim. I can assure you with absolute certainty there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez. Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. She turns to you. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie. Why? 3 heads are better than 2. Thank you, but she looks out the window wistfully. Martinez isn't the most wheelchair accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. She turns back to you with a hopeful glint in her eyes. Perhaps another time. You seem to be in a chair. Yes, dear. I am a paraplegic. Paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries like falling from a great height. Or a grenade explosion! A grenade. Did you fight in a war? I'm sorry, it was rude of me to mention the wheelchair. Let's move on. Thanks for clearing that up for me. Let's move on. A grenade. No, dear, not quite that old, although I was injured in the line of duty. Were you a mountaineer? Were you a tightrope walker? Nothing so extravagant, dear, though what young girl doesn't dream of soaring over a crowd? What did you do then? I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail-order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays. She runs her hands over the chrome wheels of her chair. I'm sorry it was rude of me to mention the wheelchair. Let's move on. That's quite alright. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway. I've got to get going now. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case. She gives you a small wave. Alright, can I go outside? Or, well, let's just do what we're told. Got a body to move. Gauter, the cafeteria manager. The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant. Mr. Gart.
Gart, right? You run this place.
Kim glances into his little notebook.
Yes.
He responds tersely.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is
Damn.
an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
He looks to you, realizing he still doesn't know your name. The Harbinger of Ruin. What is gold and orange like a forest fire but smells like liquor? I'm currently in between names. Can I have a drink? Say nothing.
No, you could not.
He leans in for emphasis.
Officer, I was thinking more along the lines of your name.
What is gold and orange like a forest fire but smells like liquor?
Are you kidding me?
No man, help me out. What is gold and orange and smells like liquor? Kim is about to say something. Let him.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper and hands it to the lieutenant. This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What? With Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
I thought it was 3.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are. But as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective?
He turns to you. He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. Right then, questions. I got this. Play the fool. Who, me? No, I'm good. Right then. His face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Ask him about the body's location before asking him if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa. Alright, where exactly is the body? Who killed him? Why did Sylvie go away? You know, I actually can't think of a single thing. Where exactly is the body? Behind this building there's a courtyard. He points to the kitchen behind him. They hoisted him up on a tree there. And how do we get there then? That's easy. See that door there? He points to the west. First you exit through that, then to your right you should see a big hole in the fence, a really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through. This man means the heavy cavalry of Innocence Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind, 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns, but first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really, really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous. Who killed him? Why did Sylvie go away? Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. No, before I asked you where, now I'm asking why. Gained experience. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back and because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that. Lieutenant opens his little notebook at the cover. The number is safely tucked away in a small pocket. Thank you, he says. Mystery solved. Didn't go well. Mystery solved. Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct. This stuff gets on my nerves. I'm a feminist. I guess I like to be thorough. Everything has something to do with everything. I don't know. I just went for it. You're right. I probably shouldn't have asked. Everything has something to do with everything. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. Who killed him? I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job. This is it. He said they hoisted him up on the tree. Who is this they if he doesn't now? Who is this they if he doesn't know? I think that's a typo. Did you kill him? Before you said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who did you mean by they? Oh, he's a bit surprised you caught that. People were saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. Who exactly is saying that? The locals, customers, the people who eat here. A lot of the dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it. Did the débardeurs themselves tell her this, or is it a rumour? I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. Why would the dock workers lynch this man? I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do. You mean the strike? Yes, the strike. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message. Did you kill him? What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him. I have another question. That's all. Task complete. Let's go. Not so fast. He points to you. You owe me 130 real. Red check, it cannot be retried. What's real? Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real. He pronounces the R with a mock characteristic. Right. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real. He pronounces the R with a mock aristocratic accent. The IIR, or Intersolari Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money. By real, do you mean some form of street cred? No, you don't owe me street cred, you owe me money. You owe this establishment 130 real. He points to the red ledger on the counter. What do I owe this place for? But what exactly is money? You're under arrest. But what exactly is money? What, are you a philosopher? Actually, I might be. Since I woke up, I have trouble remembering even the most basic concepts of reality. No, I'm just getting my bearings. Money is what grown-up people used to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or, he peeks into the ledger, or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really. Interesting. Where do I get it from? Why do I need it? Proceed to show him the coins you found. Is this money? Proceed, but don't show him the coin. They're yours. Interesting. Where do I get it from? Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. He looks at Kim. I'm sorry, I don't think top cops take bribes. Some do take recompense. The lieutenant is dead serious. But only to survive. Why do I need it? For survival. To pay me. Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to stay in Martinez and it's cold. It's a cold spring outside. Money doesn't make you happy, but it lets you be unhappy for a while longer. If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all of us. Me too. That's why I need you to pay me. He stops and says, mostly to himself, I'm not an arsehole. Proceed and show him the coins you found. Or don't show him the coins. They're yours. Is this money? Yes, it is. Count them and give them to him. That's 10 plus 10 plus 20 equals 40. I'm now down to 90, right? Keep the money. There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kisaragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber. What do I owe this place for? Let's see. I've already done that. Oh no. He dramatically turns a page in the ledger. 3 nights at a tariff for 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work, so don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revacol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money. You're under arrest. You can't arrest me, I haven't done anything. Put this man in his place. This is a red check, cannot be retried. Plus 2 Sylvie incident, no. Nice. Did someone order a vague farcical reading of the law? More than one pops in your head. Refusal to aid an officer of the peace. You are impeding me from carrying out a murder investigation with your inane request for money. I wonder what Sylvie has to say about that. Are you trying to frighten me now? He turns to the lieutenant. What is this? This is me threatening you with excruciating legal procedures because you're impeding my investigation. You tell me, what is this? Did you rape her? Fine, fuck this. I'll do it myself. I'll call your station. What was it, 41? I'll ask them to pay for the room. The drinks in the window you still have to pay for. That's 70. Are we done, officers? I have no memory of drinking them. I'm not paying for the drinks. I'm playing this guy as a total asshole. I don't normally do that, but I'm doing it this time. I won't pay for the window. Fine, I'll take it off the bill. You want to sleep in a post-apocalyptic shithole? Go ahead, but I'm not giving you another room. I have no memory of drinking them. I'm not paying for the drinks. The ledger does. The ledger has a memory. He points to the book. The drinks are non-negotiable. There's no way your station will pay for them. Cool. No, not cool. You still owe me 30 for the drinks. If you don't have it by tonight, I'm not letting you back up there. He points upstairs. Pay for damages. That's enough now, sir. Good day. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank and this place sure isn't it. Do I even have one? I have no idea. Do I even have one? You've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. I don't know, near? South maybe? Far away? Up on Marvel Hill? On Marvel Hill. Why did you say that? These are just synapses firing. It doesn't mean anything. The name must have some meaning for me. Lieutenant Kitsuragi, do you know a place called Marvel Hill? No, he thinks for a moment. But isn't that an expression, not a place? An expression? A saying, up on Marvel Hill, a great high place, one that is impossible to climb back to. That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. But I traced the way back somehow, to the exact street, the exact number on a building. I'll live in a dumpster, I don't care, fuck everything. Hobocop. Thought gained, Hobocop. Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages. Interesting. Okay. So, you have no idea where you are. Lena encouraged you to ask others to explain the world to you in greater detail. Perhaps try a rich person. Rich people are educated. Who made the call reporting the crime? Someone reported the hanging to RCM. Maybe if you find out who it may shed new light on the events. You have an idea where to start, but the caller could have been anyone. Call Sylvie using Kim's shortwave to ask whether she made the call. You need to pay for the damages caused to the whirling rags, or you won't have a place to stay tonight. Ask around for money and be careful with your spending. If you're unsure how much you owe, ask Garter. And I've interviewed the cafeteria manager. So we've got Hobocop now. Temporary research bonus, -1 composure, ungainly and rambling. 4 hours 20. Problem. A cop and a hobo. A Hobocop. Upsides, can be dishevelled, doesn't have to wash, carries himself with lurch gusto. Hobocop doesn't need anyone or anything. No one can kick you out because you don't have a home. Never pay rent again. Never again here. You're drunk. Why did you even come here, Harry? Go home. You're embarrassing yourself. Downsides? Are there any? I mean, seriously, give me one. What do these give me in the end? Hey Solo. Man, I'm loving it. I knew nothing about this game. I heard it was excellent, but you know, I'm like an hour in and I haven't moved more than a room, and it's been incredible. What an amazingly written game. I'm really invested in it already, and it's only just started. I am losing my voice reading everything out though. That's the only downside. Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with... I'm going to wait till this one's done, and then it will tell me what the thoughts give me. I guess you get bonuses or something? Without knowing what that does, I probably shouldn't try to be Hobocop. Fun as that sounds. Yeah, I'm getting that. I'm getting that, Solo. I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. This is just the beginning, man. Short on money, equip a plastic bag, correct bottles, and sell them at Frita with 3 T's. Is this where I'm meant to be going? What am I doing? I already don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I need to... So, where's his shortwave radio? This is car. A heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. Street sign reads, "Fuck the police." Pigs go home. The street name is illegible. Alright, is this his car? Oh, it's a Cupris Kanema. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion, the Cupris Kanema motor carriage. Open the door. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. Scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. Pick up the radio, pull out the pull-out toolbox, run your fingers over one of the steering levers, tap the fuel preheater gauge. Well, let's start with the radio. Frequency tableau lights up and a green button labelled Prime Line glows like a feline eye, and then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static. This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you? Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on. I thought he was 42nd. Not 57, anyway. Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times. Come in, dispatch. Come in, dispatch. Come in, Delta 10. This is Firewalker. Copy. Hi, Alice. This is Officer from the 41st Precinct speaking. Nice to meet you. I'm going for that one. This is Officer Alice Demetri. Let's go, Demetri. Precinct 57. How may I assist you? A voice replies in the radio. Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. I wonder what Kim's default radio station is. Could you connect me to the 41st Precinct? I have something I need to report. Need to connect me to a civilian, a Sylvie. She may have reported a murder. Ignore Alice and press the button labeled saved. Alright, let's go this one. Just a second, officer. She puts you on a hold and the static crackling softly like a bonfire. After a while, you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar. Jules Pidieu. 10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over. The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop and cops know relay code. 10-4, Station 41. I've got urgent business. Over. 10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. Just reporting in. Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. Need to report my badge missing. I'm in dire need of financial assistance. This might sound odd, but there's personal details I'd like to discuss. 10-10, transmission completed. Standing by. Over. I would really like to report my badge missing. My badge, I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone. Maybe I should have looked for it before I reported it. Oh well. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over. Is it him? A dry voice accent. Jean Vicmar. Vicmar? Vicmar. Is it him? A dry voice asks in the background. What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it. He what? He lost his badge? Hey, who's this? This is Communications Officer Jules Pidieu, sir. Over. No, the other one. You mean your partner? Over. What is he saying? He's asking who you are. I'm his goddamn partner. It's your partner, Satellite Officer Vicmare, sir. Over. Vicmar. Vicmar? Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge? The man in the background sounds like he's losing his patience. Chester McLean. Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think? Ah. It's Officer Dick. He tries to speak through laughter. Mullen. So it's Officer Dick. I thought they didn't... Okay, his name's not Dick. He tries to speak through laughter. Mullen. It's Officer Dick, he tries to speak through laughter. Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity. Ah. Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. 10-4, message received. This is 41st. Come in. Over. Is it him? A dry voice asks in the background. What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it. I would really like to report my badge missing. My badge, I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone. Maybe I should have looked for it before I reported it. Oh well. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over. Is it him? A dry voice asks in the background. What does he want? Defend yourself immediately. They're laughing at you. Come on, operator. Tell them to stop. This is serious. Haha, officer has lost his badge. Haha. Like I'm the first cop to ever misplace his badge. Can't we just move on? I want to get it reported and done with. Haha. He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically. Oh, god damn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's going to be dicked for this. Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over. Mullen Dictus. Come on, operator, tell them to stop. This is serious. He's asking you to stop, says this is serious. Of course it's serious. He lost his fucking badge. Satellite Officer Vikmar concurs. Losing your badge is serious. Over. Can't we just move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. Task completed. Gained experience. Track down your badge. 10-4. I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you're in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over. Fuck me, Mac. Come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge. Mac Torson. What's going on? Super Cop here lost his badge. He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge. Could you all please just stop saying lost his badge for a moment? Enough with this now. I have other things to discuss. He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge. Why? Did he find it? The room at the other end of the line erupts in volcanic laughter. Sergeant Torson was wondering if you found your badge yet. Over. You don't have a comeback, sorry. Oh, failure, no. It's hard to think like this. Say nothing. He's not replying. Looks like he is still looking for it. You can hear laughter in the background. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over. The animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him to hear you. New heights even for Captain Sober. Ask him, the speaker gasps her air. Ask him if he lost his gun too. The room roars with laughter. Sergeant Torson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over. Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck, you don't know where it is, do you? Oh god, it's not here. I don't have my gun. Oh god, it's not here. Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone. 10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over. 72%. Convince them you didn't lose your gun. I guess we'll do that. Boom. Lying over the phone, it's easy. Just say it like it's the truth, and then it becomes it. No, of course I didn't lose my gun. Oh, I didn't lose my gun, really. He says he didn't. Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine the poor prick who has to relay that kind of news to the captain. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find it and fast. We can't have some gang bang out running around with it. New task, track down your gun. Well, we're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. Do you need further assistance? Over. Listen, I've actually lost my gun too. I'm in dire need of financial assistance. I'm going to just fess up. Hey, he gave me experience. 10-4, I know. I already wrote it in a report, but he hesitates. It will stay on my desk for a few days. Over. Okay, I am in dire need of financial assistance. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but... What does he want now? He's asking for money. Is he fucking kidding? I don't think he is. Don't give that asshole anything. He's just going to drink it all. Fair enough. That is fair enough. Alright, the operator turns back to you. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. It's paramount to the investigation that you grant me more money. He says it's important to the case. He isn't getting a red cent, you can tell him that. Request denied, sir. Over. Please, I'm begging you here. I don't even have a place to sleep tonight. Okay, I heard you no funds. This might sound odd, but there's personal details I'd like to discuss. Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question. Over. Wait, before you say anything stupid, think of it through. What's there to think about? I need information, not fear. What? Yeah? Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone. 10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. The radio operator inquires again. Hold on. Are you alone in the room? I need some confidential information about myself. Could you read it back to me? Please refer to me for any news about my own family. Alright. Hold on. Are you alone in the room? That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12 visitors present here. Over. I want to know if you got my badge's description right in your report. Could you read it to me? Name, rank, date of birth. What? What is it? He's still on the line? He wants to verify the information on his badge. But of course, it says Dick Mullen, High General of the Revicolian Cavalry Force. Tell him to stop wasting time. What do you need, sir? Over. I feel like the rhetoric told me I shouldn't do that if there was someone else there. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk it. Alright, we're done. Roger that, 1010, over and out. The static ends with a loud click, then everything is silent in the cabin. Pick up the radio again. No, I want to... Oh yeah, okay. Alice, please connect to... I need you to connect me to a civilian. As Sylvie, she may have reported a murder. Of course. What's her number, officer? Kim, didn't Garter give you Sylvie's number? Yes, hold on. The lieutenant takes a look at his notes. Her number is 005 1944 298. Received. Hold on, officer. Blank. More blank. Blank. Wait patiently. Start slapping a marching rhythm on your thighs. Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the phone. Blank. 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 Officer, she finally returns. I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Hello, yes. A female voice greets you through static. It sounds like she's a million miles away from here. Hello, this is the police calling. I have some questions for you about your last days at work. Sylvie, I believe we've met before. This is me, a detective from the Whirling in Rags. Alright. Oh, right. She recognized your voice almost immediately. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You quit your job at the Whirling. Why? That was a whistle. Was it you who called the police? Have you seen my badge? Have you seen my gun? You quit your job at the Whirling. Why? You mean, why did I leave the bar? You can hear her tense up on the other side. Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir. Why not? Wait, why aren't you comfortable discussing it with me? Okay, did you leave because of Garter? Okay, did you leave because of Garter? What? She stops abruptly. No, why would you even think that? He told me he asked you out. Are you saying it didn't happen? Sylvie, don't be afraid of that pig. You just have to stand up for yourself. So you do agree that quitting your job just because someone asked you out is an overreaction? Please don't bring Garter into this. It's none of your business. All right. God, why can't you just mind your own business? She mutters. Fair enough. I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. Was it you who called the police? No, not me. But why didn't you call? Didn't a corpse behind your workplace bother you? Do you know who made that call? No, sorry, I don't. She clears her throat. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money and to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone or the one on the coast. But the union has a phone and there's one further down the coast. Got it. There's 2 phones in the city? It was someone else, the lieutenant makes a note. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while. But why didn't you call? What? Of course it bothered me, but I thought the union already knew about the corpse. What does the union have to do with anything? I meant us. You should have called the police. No one calls the police. You can hear her adjust the receiver in her hand. The union would get angry. What do you mean by that? You know, she seems to be looking for words. What the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here. Wait, Kim. Lower your microphone. Is she speaking truth? The union is the law around here? I am the law. I am the law. Looks like there's a limit to my authority then. Tell me, why exactly did you let a corpse hang in your own backyard for weeks instead of calling us? I see. Maybe there's something else you can tell me about. Wait, Kim? Legally, no. In reality, yes. He looks around. Martinez is de facto police by the Dock Workers Union. Looks like there's a limit to my authority then. Tell me, why exactly did you let her cause... Oh, I see. There's something else you can tell me about. I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble with the others, with the union. I'm sorry about that. Okay, next question. Have you seen my badge? Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law. This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past. Don't go there again. Wait, how did you first learn I'm a police officer? My badge is missing. Have you seen it anywhere? Oh, no, I haven't. Sorry. Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Not my uniform too. God, I really should look into that. Kim doesn't have a uniform and he seems real to me. I'm going to let it slide. I don't need answers for every little thing. He's in plain clothes voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is. Have you seen my gun? Please no, not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. She sounds beyond exacerbated. I showed you my gun? When did it happen? You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and... She stops hesitantly, not sure if she should continue. And what? What did I do? Actually, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what happened. No, I want to know what happened. You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic. Oh, those again? I have been trying to wean you off them. Off of what? You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out, off of that. People don't like that. I remember this. You were screaming things like, my brains are all over the walls, painting them red. I won't be seeing it because these are my brains. I can't see without my brains. Very nice visuals there. I should have killed myself. Why would I threaten to kill myself? I mean, look at this world. I would love to stay. Okay, I don't know what to say. Yes, but what happened to my gun? I'm just going to move on. No idea. All I know is, next you were waving around money instead, saying things like, big bucks cannot lie, and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask, she sighs. Have you seen my policeman uniform? Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things. I think I've got everything I need. I do hope so. Please don't call me again. Bye. She's ready to hang up. Red check. Empathy 1. Why don't I have any empathy? Because I'm a thinker. Let's try it. Boo. No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy like Arte. Yes, it's definitely some other guy. A guy like Arte. Oh, okay, but I'm a guy. Sure it isn't about me? Trust me, you wouldn't want to be the guy here. You know how it is. Yak yak nag nag. Okay. No, you're the guy. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster. Oh my god, not a spinster. Yeah, she's a woman, probably just playing hardball with the goods. Women are just transactional. I'm happy to help, but maybe I could do so without all this internalized misogyny. That'd be the right choice there. What misogyny? I'm just telling you the way things are. Can't a man be honest in his own head anymore? You have to act, Lieutenant Love. You have to calm that hysteric down. Tell it you've got everything under control. Then go and have a little boys' talk with Gati himself. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love? Why is my empathy a complete shitbag? Come to the microphone. Are you still there, kiddo? Listen, I've got everything under control. Daddy is going to take you on his lap, little darling. Oh my god. Please no, I don't want to say any of those things. Refuse the love quest, although it's wonderful. Please no, I don't want to do any of those things. You're just a gimp. What do you want to be more empathetic? Do you want to be more empathetic? Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else of it? So, definitely don't fail empathy rolls. I ignore him. Saved. As always, it's DJ Mesh and Flatio, and you're listening to Speed Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar. A flock of seagulls takes off nearby, startled by the roaring radio. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio. He's not looking at you as he says, someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe it's picked up a random frequency. You wanted the prime line, right? Speed Freaks FM, huh? Look him right in the eye. Sorry about it. I wanted to contact the dispatch. I'm going to confront this dude. Oh, is that what it was called? He's trying hard to act surprised. Reaction speed. Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on Speed Freaks FM. Pick up the radio again. Right, you don't want to get into this, no problem. Souped up motor carriage for one. Bad, bad mama's boy. For the heavy of foot and freaky in. God damn it, the lieutenant moves quick as a viper as he switches off the radio and sets it on prime line. Then he turns to you. Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. It's not some kind of speed freak. I'm not some kind of speed freak, or... He shakes his head, furiously staring at his feet. Sure, you don't have to explain yourself. Just forget about it. Thank you. His eyes glaze over the plaza, making sure that no one heard the sudden blast from the radio before he turns back to the cabin. This is Precinct 57. I'm done with the radio for now. 57th over and out. Her voice disappears into void. Alright, what's the toolbox all about? A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place and everything falls on the floor apparently. The tools inside are neatly organised. Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools like some men are. Take the red tip pry bar. Take the rubber-handed chain cutters. Take the hand-cranked flashlight. Push in the pull-out toolbox. Oh, a flashlight sounds good. It's robust, weatherproof and well made. Police issue blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. Chain cutters. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks and ropes, especially belts. A red trip pry bar. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hands, heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. Okay. Run your fingers over one of the steering levers. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm. Tap on the fuel preheater gauge. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labelled heat. There is no use pressing the heat button, he says, and jingles his keys. It won't start without the ignition key. Translation, we're not going anywhere right now. Give me the keys, Kim! Kucharagi! No, alright, fine. Close the door. Autosave. So, what's going on here? I have a level up maybe? Did something get leveled up? Oh, okay. I have enough skill points. It looks to me like I really should try and get empathy up a bit. God, man, what do you... Oh, can I only do one? What do these little dots mean, I wonder? Encyclopedia always has a plus, already has a +1. Right, that came from the beginning. Logic, rhetoric, drama, conceptualization, visual calculus. I'm gonna go empathy. How do I know how many points I've got? Wait, if I go to revert, I guess it just says I have a level up and I could level up anything, I guess. Alright, well, do it. Let's do it. So I'm guessing I can only ever get to 2. It's the best I'll be able to do with empathy. Is that what those dots mean? I don't actually know. Don't actually know. I feel like actually that would be a waste then. What's been useful so far? What have I failed? Empathy I failed. There was speed, reaction speed maybe I failed? Inland Empire. I just feel like if I only get to upgrade it once, like having empathy 2 isn't going to really make that much difference in the long run, surely. So, why would I do that? Perception. Reaction speed. Sneak. Let's do that one. Let's do that one. Alright, cool. No idea whether that's what we should do or not. So, we've got chain cutters, flashlight, and a pry bar. Good stuff. Who made the call? Keep searching for the caller despite lacking any obvious leads. This might take some time. Track down my badge and track down my gun. Let's just do a manual save. Alright, so can I just have to wander around finding exits and whatnot. Oh, well, probably should go deal with the body. Some great tectonic forces cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. How do I get to the back though? Let's do that first before we go too nuts with searching the entire world. Alright, yeah, okay, that's the big fence that he said we could go through. There are bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. Rue Saint-Ghislain, A to B. I do have a bag. There's an icon for a bag right there. See a set of tyre tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Why am I looking at this? What kind of vehicle drove through here? 72%. White check. Well, might as well do it if it's a white check. Nice. Tyre tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there. Then accelerated straight into the fence. Left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Oh, interesting. What happened next? The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry. Car drove through the fence. You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage friendly city. Is this connected to the case? I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate. Okay. Visual calculus. You could follow the tracks south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time. I think I've got it. So I could go south. How am I going to remember that? How do I get out the back here? This is where we need to go. I talk to him.
Yes?
Tell me about the case. What do you want to know? Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing. Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. A young woman told me a mercenary has been hanged and the manager thinks it was the union that did it. That's all. Then you're not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you? Brief, yes. That sounds good. 3 days ago, the RCM emergency desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labour dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. Wait, does the briefing say who the victim was? Why didn't we know anything about the caller? A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. Why didn't we know anything about the caller? They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. Why hide themselves? There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now, it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. Hold on, and the RCM is? Yes, of course, I understand everything. Let me just make this perfectly clear as to find the killer. I don't understand. Hold on, the RCM is? That's us, the Revocol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city. The RCM, or the Revocol Citizens Militia, blah, blah, blah. The Revachol Citizens Militia is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. I'm still struggling to find a way of pronouncing that satisfies me. The RCM operates within the legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this. Of course, yes, I understand everything now. Let me just make this perfectly clear. Our job here is to find the killer. Secret task complete. Ask him to tell you about the case. That's right. Can we go over the preliminary info again? Would you say this is a mysterious case? If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case? Would you say this is a mysterious case? The Lieutenant considers your question a moment. Before answering, no, it's not particularly mysterious case. Why not? The Lieutenant shrugs. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labour dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I was thinking something otherworldly might be involved. White male in his 40s, what more do you need? Personally, I think labour disputes are very mysterious. Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy? There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was... Maybe there's a young woman involved? Are you sure there's not some sex angle we should be considering? Oh, I guess that settles it then. Excellent. Was there anything else? If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a, he considers the phrasing, a pissing competition. What do you mean? You don't know. His eyes narrow. I assumed you were in on it. I don't remember being in on anything. You know what I'm on, retrograde amnesia. Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. Cop-off? New task, the pissing competition. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Alright, seeing as you asked me to wait, I'll wait. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Actually, I have all I need for now. Is that crap underneath there? I think you should know that I can't remember anything. No response, he just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even. Feel like I must repeat I don't remember anything, there was heavy drinking involved. Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? But what should I concentrate on? Try work, the case at hand, it can work miracles. So what's wrong with personal affairs? Not a fan, it's just the nature of lieutenancy. The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. It means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this. Okay, well I do now. But I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organisation we're in. Can you help me? New task, end of day debrief with Kim. Fine, we should go through this day first. Off hours begin at 2100. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Okay? Fine. Okay, forget it. I want to talk about you. Me? Yes, you. I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. We'll work better together, we have more rapport. Come on, Lieutenant, open up a little. You're right, what's there to know about a lame binoclad? You lame binoclad. Open up a little. He sighs, if you insist. What do you want to know? You're wearing glasses! You don't look like other people around here. Tell me a secret about yourself. Do you ever talk with yourself? Tell me a secret about yourself. Lieutenant narrows a single eyebrow. No. Ask again. Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralysing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. That's awesome. It's like you're locked down. What's happening to me? Something that's matter, detective? What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands. Give up. There's nothing you can do. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow and you seem to regain control of yourself. The eyebrow foo. You're wearing glasses? That's correct. Oh, failure. You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone. No, I don't. Glasses are cool, I guess. Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome. You don't look like other people around here. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side, he shakes his head. It's not an interesting topic. What is Sol? The part of the world, officer, a geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. Theo is a protectionist, isolationist, peninsulary state west of the Insulindian Isla. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious. You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Cell. You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. He seems almost proud of these things. I'm a regular Revacholière. See, that makes me think it should be Revachol. I've been revacoling. I need to revacholing. Revacholière. Dude, the language in this thing. I think whoever wrote this won an award, right? If they didn't, give them all the rewards. Do you ever talk with yourself? Fuck, I pressed the wrong button. I want to talk about you. Do you ever talk with yourself? You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain? I have no idea what you're talking about. Lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. But this isn't an old school case. I get it, you're one of those old school detectives, nod respectfully. So how do you tap the side of your head? Are you saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings or anything? Okay, this one. So what, that makes you the new school? God spare us. For real detective work, nothing beats a good notebook by your side. The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written. Cool. You seem to be following me. Excuse me? What if I want to work this case alone? Beat it, you're cramping my style. Nothing, just an observation. You have he's looking for the right words, a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. What do you mean distinctive? I hope you don't take this the wrong way, it's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically. How's that? They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic yet thorough, prioritizes containers. Interfacing. Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting. You're kidding me. Why containers? Okay then. That's racist. I don't prioritize containers. I'm sure you don't. I'm just a stupid interdepartmental thing. It's just a stupid interdepartmental thing. I'm making assumptions. We should move on. Right. Well, cool. Had a chat to him. Chatting complete. Who's this dude? What's that stuff? Where's the body? All these questions will be answered after a short break, because I need some more water. All this talking is killing my throat. Alright, we're back. Need to open some windows. It's so hot in here. Alright, let's see what this is. Ah, there is the little R wears a crown. On the ribbon below, a light above descending. This is the logo of the municipality of Revachol. Yo, kid.
Kono's got this!
Boy throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older than 12. If there was ever such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He is almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, never comfy, Kuno.
Yells the other kid behind the fence. Hey kid, a word, police business. Moment of your time, please. Hey kid, a word, police
Right
business.
in the dick, Kuno. Get him right in the dick.
The children ignore you.
Love it in the dick!
Okay, that's good that that was cut out. That word should not be used. The boy is sweating profusely, his eyes are like two black holes, and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body. Hold on, what does that mean? Stop throwing rocks at my crime scene. Stop using slurs at my crime scene, that's not how we do it. Hold on, what does that mean? The kid is obviously high. Stop using slurs at my...
Pig! She's coming up strong! Throwing rocks!
Shit's coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Yeah, Kuno. Ride the lightning, Kuno.
Kono's riding it, see?
He wipes sweat from his brow and sends another rock flying.
The rake, Kuno. You should throw the rake at him, Kuno.
The fuck does Kono know what a rake is? Kono's not a gardener!
Well, then you do know what a rake is if you knew it was for gardening. Kim, what should we do? Are you kids siblings? Kid, you want to hang out? I'm not a narc. Look, I have questions for you.
Fuck no! Kono doesn't buy that shit! Fucking entrapment shit!
This kid's got street smarts. This kid has got street smarts. Look, I have questions for you.
Alright! Entertain the Kono! Show me what you got! What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got!
He juts his chin out. The kid moves his hand like a basketball player dribbling fast. The body, what do you know about it? About the crime scene you kids often play in this yard? I gotta ask, who is Kuno? I gotta ask, who's Kuno? Kuno's Kuno, pig. The boy points to his chest with both thumbs. It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third person perspective as a shield. Interesting. You refer to yourself in the third person to distance yourself from the situation. So you refer to yourself in the third person. Kuno, is that some kind of gang name? Got it. I had another question. Kuno, is that some kind of gang name? Yeah, Kuno's in a fucking gang. In a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Madre, bangs for the Mazda, bangs for Revachol. And Kuno essay. Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fiddle you. He's going to put his hands on you. The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm. The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the windows overlooking the yard. Help! Pig's got Kuno. Help! Rape! Help! The boy joins in. He's got the Kuno. Help! Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before... I'm not doing anything, see? Just answer the questions. I'm going to leave. Just answer the questions. Help! He's digging his dick out. Escalate Kuno. His dick is out. You're afraid. Pigs are hurting Kuno. Somebody please. It's full blast now. The wind carries the message far and wide across Martinez. How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just to appeal to his reason. Be logical, kid. I haven't done anything to you. What is this sick charade? Who put you up to this? Are you high right now? Shut him down. Red check. Don't punch him. It's a bad idea. Who put you up to this? No one, he whispered suddenly. Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig. Kuno has he help. The pig is gagging him. Kuno can't speak. How? I meant to... What did it say? His reason. Are you high right now? Help, misters, help. He prances around, eyes bulging out of their sockets, rolling hard, dealing at the windows. He's flashing Kuno. He's showing his genitals. If you don't help Kuno now, it will be too late. Someone I already tried. Someone put you up to this. You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first place. Listen to you beep friend. Kuno hawks a loogie on the ground. The phlegm is yellowish and bubbling somehow. Did Garter put you up to this? Kim, did you do this? It was the harbour, wasn't it? They're trying to compromise me. I can hear them laughing now. Okay, no one put you up to this. Let's try this one. You're fucking losing it, you fat fuck. Okay. Be logical, kid. I haven't done anything to you. No, that's not fucking logical, he snorts. Help, the logical pig is fiddling Kuno. Someone put you up to this. Did Garter put you up to this? Kuno owns the fat ass, he whispers, then looks around and yells from the top of his lungs, help, the RCM is trying to fuck Kuno. I guess... No, the boy screams, his freckled face contorted in hideous, uncontainable laughter. Get off Kuno, you sick fat fuck. You sick fat fuck. The nearly psychopathic way that they can slip in out of the act implies you're not the first victim. Well, we can try that, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh. Nice. Nailed it. Nailed it. Getting laughed at by a kid. You didn't shut him down. Your fat fist didn't meet its target. Instead, it pulled you down with it. Ouch my arm and my fucking knee. Say nothing, try to hold it together. Pig's trying not to cry. Kuno can't believe this shit. It's like he's now realized he has superpowers. Can no one stop the Kuno? Pig, Kuno thought you had this. What happened? Kuno can do anything now. He's writhing with joy like the power you gave him is too much to take. Kuno essay. Fucked your shoulder, fucked your knee, fucked your fat body up. The one behind the fence hisses like a lit fuse ready to go off from delight. Kim, help me up. Stop laughing. Yeah, I deserve this. Someone, yeah, I deserve this. Yeah, you deserve this. Trying to show your dick to Kuno. Kuno was scared. Oh god, do something quick. They're going to start that again. Yeah, laugh it up. Let's just get back to it. Yeah, let's try that one. Oh. Kuno built the shit out of Popo. The kid is laughing so hard, tears are running down his freckled cheeks. Beat your fucking knee off. I told you not to tempt such forces. The annoyance in his voice is directed at you, not the gremlins. Now how about we go and do something worth the public's time? How about I just shoot this kid in the face with my gun that I can't find? Right in the dick, Kuno. Get him right in the dick. Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. Oh, I didn't even finish reading that. I was too busy looking at other shit. What's this? Trash container. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says whirling in rags. Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container. Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it. How do we get the lock open? We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or... No or. Pry bar or, Lieutenant? Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea. 3%? Okay, fine. I'll go get the key. What am I trying to do? Pissing competition? Okay, end of day debrief with Kim. Open trash container. Save game. Having failed miserably to try to beat up a child. That's what you get, man whose name we don't know yet.
Getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
Take one step closer.
It's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
I just want to ask you some questions.
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
What are those strange words you use, girl? Hey, kid! Child, converse with me. You there, behind the fence. What are those strange words you use?
You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Maybe I do.
Don't be traumatizing here! Get the fuck out of here!
Okay, what's this stuff?